Hi guys, in today's tutorial we're going to look at farming for primary economic activities. Remember to check out our website for other videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. So the first thing we're going to look at is the different types of farming that you can have. So the first one, you can have arable, or sometimes it's known as tillage farming. So what is arable or tillage farming? What does that involve? Well, it involves growing crops such as wheat and barley. Just the growing of crops such as wheat and barley. The second type of farming you can have is pastoral. So pastoral farming, that involves dairy farming, okay? So it's everything to do with dairy products, such as milk, sheep farming, such as for the wool and the lamb, and dry stock farming is the production of beef. And then the third type of farming that you can have is mixed farming. So mixed farming, and this is a mixture of both pastoral and arable. Okay. So the next thing we're going to look at is the factors that influence the type of farming that you have in Ireland. So what actually determines whether you're an arable farmer or you're a pastoral farmer or you've got mixed farming? So the first factor that influences it is the rainfall level. So the amount of rainfall that you actually get. Some crops need a certain amount of dry weather to grow properly, so therefore, if they're waterlogging would stunt the growth of their crops. The second factor that influences it is relief. So relief is the height and the shape of the land, and relief will affect the type of farming that you have, because whether the land is low-lying or steep will affect the type of farming that you have. The third reason is soil. So the quality of soil will help determine the type of farming that you will be able to have in your plot of land. The fourth reason is family tradition. So if your family has been a pastoral farmer, well, that may just be the reason why you continue to be a pastoral, because it is a family tradition. The fifth reason is which one actually makes the most amount of money. So commercially viable. So the more commercially viable, the more money that profit is going to make may determine on which farming you decide to get into. And the last reason, the sixth one, is the distance from the market. So a market is where buyers and sellers meet. So distance from the market is the distance from where you're actually going to be selling your goods to. Now, in some of the most recent years, there has been some challenges that has been facing agriculture, and some of these challenges have asked quite a lot of questions of farming and put a lot of pressure on some farmers. And these challenges that have been facing agriculture are such as competition, the increase of competition, because Ireland joined the EU and now many more countries have been added into EU. That means that they've got free trade within the EU. So other countries now have got agriculture, and because they've joined the EU, they are now selling agriculture products as well, and this is increase the competition. So this is one of the big challenges for Ireland. The second one is the changing climate. So the changing climate. So global warming is causing more extreme weather, which has affects crops adversely. The third reason is because of disease. An example of this in Ireland was the foot and mouth and the bird flu outbreaks, which have led to a decrease in demand for farm produce. So because of these challenges that face agriculture, if they were to continue, what would happen is many farmers would not produce their crops or have their animals on their land because it wouldn't be worth it. So obviously the Irish government and the EU want to keep the produce and keep agriculture within as many countries as possible. So what they do is they actually subsidise farmers, and they give many grants to farmers. And you need to know some of these grants that they give to farmers, and some of them are the single farm payment is one of them. So it's called a single farm payment. Okay, and a single farm payment is a grant received by farmers from the EU under the Common Agriculture Policy. The second subsidy that farmers get is called CAP, C-A-P. And CAP guarantees farmers a certain price for their produce, okay? And that stops when there's huge competition, farmers undercutting each other, and then farmers not being able to actually sell their produce because other farmers are undercutting them. So farmers are guaranteed a certain price for their produce. The third subsidy that the EU give to farmers is the Agricultural Environmental Options Scheme. So it's the Agricultural Environmental Options Scheme. So you might be wondering, what is the Agricultural Environmental Options Scheme? Well, this is a scheme that allows farmers to receive grants for protecting the environment. It replaces the Rural Environmental Protection Scheme that was there in the past. Okay, so farmers get grants for protecting the environment. The last thing you need to know is farming as a system. So a farm is a system, and it has inputs. So it's got inputs. It's got processes. And it's got outputs. So from secondary economic activities, we learned quite a lot about systems, but you need to know this in primary economic activities as well. So an input for a farm would be labour, land, climate, farming machinery, etc. Some of the processes would be the actual farming. Okay, so it'd be the arable farming or the dairy farming or the pastoral farming. So let's say farming. So anything to do with actual farming, so ploughing or sowing or harvesting or feeding or milking or breeding and so on. Usually if it ends in ing, it means it's a process. And the last one is an output, and the output is what we have at the end. So that would be like milk, or we might have eggs, or it might be wool, or we might have cereal or vegetables or straw or calves and so on. Okay, that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, can you leave me some feedback? I've got some great feedback already, but I would really appreciate if I could get some more feedback. Please feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and I will be sure to answer them. If you would like more videos, you can get more videos on my website, examrevision.ie. Just go to Teach Me Geography, or you can watch more videos on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram for our latest hints and tips and updates. Thanks, guys.